Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. The miracle of childbirth is said to be a beautiful thing, and becoming a parent to a beautiful bundle of joy should be an honor. Some women, however, have taken that to the extreme and had baby after baby after baby. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, the top 10 women with the most kids. Now, before we get down and dirty, why not subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to be notified of our new videos when they come out. If you wound up enjoying this video, help us out by giving it a thumbs up, and in the comment section, let us know if you know of anyone with a lot of kids.
Number 10. Mrs. Harrison, 35. First on the list is Mrs. Harrison of London, England. She and her husband conceived 35 children together, and she gave birth to their final child in 1736. It's unknown why they decided to have so many children, but Mr. Harrison worked as an undertaker, so I can only imagine that he wanted as much life in his house as possible when he got home from a long day at work at a dead-end job. Number 9. Mariam Nabatanzi Babirye, 38. 37-year-old Mariam Nabatanzi Babirye is number 9 on our list with 38 children. Mariam only set out to have 6 children, but by the time she delivered 3 different times, she'd have 18 babies. Oops! In total, Mariam would end up having 10 girls and 28 boys. At the time of writing, her youngest is almost 2 years old, and the eldest is in their mid-20s. Among the kids are 6 sets of twins, 4 sets of triplets, and 3 sets of quadruplets. Only 2 of the pregnancies resulted in just 1 baby. All but 1 of the children were delivered in her house in Uganda, Africa. The 38th child had to be delivered by cesarean, but is growing up to be a healthy little girl in their very hectic home. Number 8. Elizabeth Greenhill, 39. Elizabeth Greenhill and her husband William had 39 children during their marriage. The English couple had 7 sons and 32 daughters, and what's incredible is that other than 1 set of twins, all the children were single births. That's a lot of pregnancies. That's also an impressive amount of live births for the time. Elizabeth lived during the mid-1600s when birth mortality rates were extremely high. The last child was the well-known Dr. Thomas Greenhill, who was born in 1669, shortly after his father's death. Elizabeth was quoted as saying that if her beloved husband hadn't died, she might have gone on to have a few more children. Number 7. Alice Hooks, 41. Not much is known about Alice Hooks other than what could be found in a small cemetery in North Wales in the UK. On an old, worn-down gravestone lies an inscription that Nicholas Hooks was the 41st child of Alice Hooks. Nicholas died in 1637, and there are no other records on their huge family. As with the Greenhills, who we just looked at, that amount of live births was extremely uncommon in those days, so there's no way of knowing whether all 41 children survived birth. Number 6. Elizabeth Mott, 42. We're back in the UK again for number 6 on the list. Seriously, was there something in the water around the UK that made the families so big back then? Well, Elizabeth Mott of Warwickshire gave birth to 42 live-born children. She was married to John Mott in 1676 and died in 1720, producing the 6th most children in recorded history during that time. Not much else is known about the Mott family or whether all of the Mott children lived to see adulthood, but we know that she definitely deserves her place on this list. Number 5. Maddalena Granata, 52. Maddalena Granata was born in Nocera, Italy in 1839 and was married at the age of 28. During her marriage, which we can only assume was a happy one, Maddalena gave birth to 52 children. Not all of them survived, but incredibly, 49 of them were boys. Perhaps they just kept trying and trying for a girl. Who knows? Luckily for Maddalena, though, not all of the babies were single births. According to a doctor in her city, she gave birth to 15 sets of triplets. Records for her children end at 1886, so it's possible that she had even more. Number 4. Barbara Stratzmann, 53. We're going way back in time now to Barbara Stratzmann and her 53 babies. Barbara was born in present-day Germany in 1448 and gave birth to 38 sons and 15 daughters. These were the days of the Holy Roman Empire, and she is said to be the woman with the most children from this time period. She had a total of 29 births, which included one set of septuplets, one set of sextuplets, 4 sets of triplets, and 5 sets of twins. Sadly, 19 of Barbara and her husband Adam's children were stillborn, and it's not known how many others died in their early years, but it seems that most of them had very short lives. What we do know, though, is that the eldest surviving child was 8 years old in 1498 when a notary wrote about the Stratzmann family. Number 3. Mrs. Kirillov, 57. We're heading to Russia for number 3 on our list, and to Mrs. Kirillov in the sleepy village of Vivedensky between the years of 1695 and 1755. I'm assuming it was sleepy anyway because of the huge volume of children that Mrs. Kirillov and her husband Yakov had time to conceive. The couple had an incredible 57 children in total, delivered in 21 births. The Kirillov clan was made up of 10 sets of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. Incredibly, Mrs. Kirillov didn't have one single birth. Number 2. Mrs. Gravata, 62. Mrs. Gravata was born in Tuscany at the beginning of the 20th century. She was the twin daughter of a triplet, so she should have known that multiple births were a strong possibility, but she could never have known just how many she'd have during her lifetime. Her first baby was a single girl, but then her second pregnancy resulted in 6 sons. She had 5 more children the following year, followed by 2 sets of triplets and 1 set of quadruplets. The rest of her children were either single or twin girls, with the exception of the last 4, which were boys. Italians are known to sometimes have big families, but Mrs. Gravata takes the crown with her brood. Number 1. Valentina Vassilyev, 69. Number 1 on our list is Valentina Vassilyev and her unbelievable 69 kids. Valentina and her husband Fyodor hail from Shuya, Russia, and are said to hold the record for the most children a single couple ever parented. Between 1725 and 1765, Valentina gave birth to 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. It's thought that 67 survived infancy with the loss of only 1 set of twins. Not much is known about Valentina, but it's said that she lived to be 76. Interestingly, Fyodor clearly wasn't satisfied with having 69 children, as he went on to remarry and have a further 18 children with his second wife. Thanks for watching. Whew, that's a lot of kids. 488 children by only 10 women. Did you notice none of them, as far as we know, had televisions? Correlation? You decide. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do us a favor, be sure to subscribe, click the bell so we can tell you when new videos debut. Give this video a like, and be sure to share it with all your friends and family. You know, guys, I'm thinking there's some pretty lucky men in these stories. Just saying.